Yeah, that's good, huh?
There's only one way to find out.
Just keep going. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Michael Balseric. If you don't know, I make YouTube videos about everything and anything about my life. And actually this video will be the very first video going into the next couple of videos. It'll kind of introduce you to the next couple of videos of where I'm at. And if you don't know where I'm at, I'm actually in Montana with my brother right here.
Seth Yazzie. Yazzie.
Yeah, and he has his own channel and all that kind of stuff as well, so go check it out. But one of the things that we've always wanted to do is just sit down, have a conversation, and get to know him and myself a little bit more, because a lot of people don't think we look like brothers. We don't look the same. We have theories and stuff like that.
Only our mom really knows.
But yeah, this video is just a conversation between me and him, or him and I, and just kind of get us to know us a little bit better, and just stories that happened to us when we were little and where we're at now as well too. So yeah.
Yeah, so most of you guys see my brother's channel a lot, and you've been following him for a while, and it's been in the works for maybe 5 years, just stewing in his mind and finally getting out and doing it. Big shout out to Natalie Franken for being a big part of his motivation to start a YouTube channel.
Yes.
So also with him starting his, he encouraged me to start mine. And something I've always told my wife is I wanted to share her with the world. And I've realized that this generation, we have the opportunity to share the gifts, the abilities, the talents that God has given us to the world with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those other social medias that I don't know about, but the next generation is catching fire with. I don't have a Snapchat, I don't have a TikTok, I don't have a Twitter, but those are platforms that we all can use, and I've loved that my brother has been using that to bring the community together, to encourage everybody out there, everybody and anybody who's watching it. And if you're not subscribed to it, go subscribe to it. That it's just awesome and amazing to see the creativity that's coming forth, and it's only going to get bigger if you subscribe.
Yes, I'm super excited. And one of the things I want to talk about is how we talk about a lot of stuff. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I just know it's going to be pretty long. Okay? And so at any point if you get tired, you could go, I don't care. But this comment, I just let you know, this is just a conversation between him and I, and you guys can listen into it as well, because a lot of people are always curious about him and I and my other brother, my other sister, but they're not close. They're close to us, but they're not physically right close to us. Okay? But one thing we always get is, and it happened ever since we're knee-high to a duck, they always thought we were friends.
Yeah.
They never thought we were brothers. And it was so weird because we were always together, and in our head we were just like, yeah, we're brothers, and they're like, oh, I thought that was just your friend or whatever. And it was weird because growing up we were always together. Like, we were just, no matter how irritated and annoyed we were with each other, we were always together. And it was always funny though, because people would always think like, are you guys like really close friends or whatever? But if you ever hang out with us like in person, we always do the same exact thing. We finish, it's so weird. We finish each other's sentences. It's like the other day, where were we?
It was this morning.
Oh, it was this morning. Where were we?
So what happened was he forgot his socks.
Yeah.
And I forgot to stop at Walmart last night, so we had to go to Walgreens at 7 in the morning to go get them. And I asked him something about, I was like, oh, the people in Montana. And then he goes, yeah, the people in Montana are pretty mature. Dead silent, and at the same time, we both said, for the most part.
Yeah.
We just looked at each other and said, for the most part.
Yeah, it's so weird. We're so close, like, it's so weird, like, I remember this conversation. At the time, I was married, and at the time with my daughter's mom, and when she first came into our group or whatever, she was weirded out because literally my brother would be sitting on the other couch, and this is how the conversation would go. I'd go, fat boy, And then he was going, what? And I go, yeah? He says, yeah. And there was like no context, so if there's outside stories. So we'll demonstrate it, the exact conversation. I go, fat boy.
Yep.
You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go. And that was it. And in those, literally, that's how the conversation went. And at the time, my daughter's mom looked at us weird because as soon as that conversation was over, we got up and we left. But in that small conversation, I think we said that we were gonna go somewhere to eat and go to the mall because we live right next to the mall or something. But we're just like on that same wavelength, and it's so weird that we can do that as well too. So.
Yeah, if you actually go watch the video that he made with me, the YouTube video with me when he came to Montana for the first time, and I was telling the story about how he got the name Fat Boy.
Yeah.
And if you listen to it closely, we finished the sentence together at the end of it. I watched it a couple times and I was laughing so hard about it.
Yeah, I'll link that down below so you can go watch that. It was, I don't know, if you're ever around us, you'll see like Lydia, his wife, tells us all the time. I don't know if she catches it all the time, but she goes, you guys laugh the same. Everything. We stand the same. Like, we have different body structures and stuff, but the way we stand, our mannerisms and stuff like that are very, very similar. And it's just weird. Like, I don't know. It's just funny.
It's pretty funny. But like you said, we were like two peas in a pod, and we did everything together, went to the same school together, and
I used to forge my mom's signature. So like on report cards and all that kind of stuff.
One time, I actually had my mom sign my report card for the first time because it was earlier on in the year. I got C's, and later on in the year, I stopped going to class. I stopped doing everything, so I had my brother write the signature, and then I get to school, and my teacher goes, "What, was your mom half asleep?" Because it did not look like my mom's signature.
Oh my god!
But I consistently kept bringing that same one, his signature for my mom, over and over again, so they started to believe it.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
So if you're watching this,
Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson, shout out to Miss Jackson. Oh my god. I don't know how we passed high school, honestly.
He passed high school.
I barely.
I just got my GED this year.
Oh my gosh, Miss Jackson, for real though. Oh, that was fun. Ah, man.
Yeah, that was good.
And also in high school, not a lot of people know this because he doesn't do it anymore, but he used to skate a lot, right?
Yeah.
And a lot. He used to be really good. Well, I think he's still good, he just hasn't practiced as much. But our other friend Dave and a group of them, like they went through the skating phase or whatever. And we literally, Dave, I know you're not watching this, but when you do watch this, oh my gosh. We would literally, he's in college, he was in college or whatever, and he'd call us, or we would call him, let me rephrase that, we would call him and say, hey, we're ditching school, where are you gonna be? We would meet up at the local skate parks and stuff like that.
It is crazy.
Oh my gosh, we would like miss half of the day, we'd leave before lunch.
So we say all this to say, stay in school.
For real, that's the reason why I became a teacher, honestly, is because I saw how bad I was as a student, and I was bad as a student because I just didn't have a teacher like that honestly I could click with and kind of want to stay to school and stuff like that as well. Well, actually there was one, he was my 10th grade year, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones,
Mr. Jones,
teacher.
He was the man, like,
yeah.
I never missed his class at all. I don't know if I passed it, but I never missed it.
That's funny.
But that's the reason why I became a teacher. Obviously, I went to college. College was totally different too. When I went to college, he knows this. I was a straight A student, like in college, because it was just the structure and everything, the way I learned and stuff like that as well. It was more suited to the way I learned, and so I got Chi Manolito and all that kind of stuff as well. But that's the reason why. But yeah, all of that to say,
stay in school. And the reason I got my GED is to say that an education is important.
Yes.
Whether it's through traditional schooling or whether it's self-education, always reading, always growing, always learning.
Yes.
So when we say, and we joke about ditching school, we talked about all that stuff, but honestly, just staying in school is gonna make your life a lot easier. Trust me. I'm 28 and I just got my GED and I just got my first time full-time job.
Yeah.
So stay in school.
Also, I don't think there's anything wrong with getting GEDs. Like, the society nowadays will look down upon it. I'm not one of those people because I know that school, and contrary to what other people think, and if my school district watches it, I don't care because I stand by it either way. But I think a GED is fine if that's the way you learn.
Yeah.
And people nowadays, just the way everything's structured and stuff like that. And I saw it from my high school to my college years. I saw it because the way high school is structured isn't the way that most people learn. Like, but when I went to college, I was straight A's all the way through because everything was structured the way that I was able to learn and stuff like that. And the way that he learns is totally different than the way I learn, and the way he learned isn't structured the way the public education is structured right now too. So, but I do believe that public education is something that's there, and they should go to it because it's free and it's a utensil and something that they should all use. That's the reason why I keep saying I'm a teacher, but I don't think it should be also a scapegoat of not trying to learn at the same time too. So, but yeah, I think I see nothing wrong with the GED, honestly, because a lot of the people that have GEDs are pretty much like, honestly, from the smartest and nicest people I've ever met, because they're just real. Honestly, they're just real people. They don't fake anything either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, I went to high school, I graduated at this time, and it's a lot of people say like they graduated just to throw it at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, why did you graduate? What are you doing now? You know what I mean? And then yeah, I see nothing wrong with the GED. I don't care. Oh, but so another story that I can remember when we were growing up, we would used to go to this little country market place, and we'd get subs and stuff like that as well. But I remember one time he got me mad, so mad. And if you know me, like on a personal level, I don't cuss at all, like at all. I honestly, I don't cuss. I don't see anything wrong with other people cussing, obviously. But I don't even know what it was that he did, but we went down to this country market down the street, and he did something and whatever. I just remember I looked at him, and to this day, that was the second time I've ever cussed, and the only time I've ever cussed out of whatever. I remember I looked at him and I was all, you effing B! And I was like, I felt so bad, and I walked home with my head down, and I don't even know what you did.
I don't remember what I did.
Oh, you remember me cussing?
I remember something like that.
He was so far away too. I think you were with, remember your little Vietnamese friend?
Yeah, Jason.
Jason, you were with Jason. I think you were with Jason.
Yeah.
He was skateboarding back then. So.
Yeah, I think it was, I can't remember, it might have been because you liked a girl, or I thought you liked a girl.
Probably.
I don't know. It was one of our friend Josh's sister, Hannah.
Hannah, yeah.
I think I might have embarrassed him.
Probably.
And made fun of him, but
I was chubby back then. He probably would call me fat or something.
You guys want to hear a funny story? You should tell them about the time the 9 cops came to the house looking for me.
That was, okay, so my mom, where did she go?
She was on a mission trip.
She was on a mission trip somewhere, right?
Oh, by the way, Mom, you probably never heard this story, so you're about to hear about it now.
Yeah. We didn't tell this story to my mom, and like he said, I don't think, and if you're watching it, you're hearing it now. But, who was with you?
I think it was Hannah. It was Hannah and her friend, started with the B. I want to say
Brittany?
It was Brittany, yeah.
Yeah. So, Seth, Hannah, and Brittany. There's our little clique back in the day. We just hung out like neighborhood kids. We grew up in the slopes in Phoenix. But anyways, they were throwing tennis balls, right?
Tennis balls, yep.
They were throwing tennis balls at buses as they go by and stuff. And we didn't know that it was myself, Josh, and our babysitter at the time that was watching.
We're not gonna say his name.
We're not gonna say his name. But I'll explain who this person is because it was the weirdest thing. Anyways, we're sitting, and we didn't know that they were throwing tennis balls or anything at the buses. All we hear is a knock on the door, and when we opened the door, literally there was like 9 to 12 cops out there. They blocked off the streets, and it was a 3-way street like this. I don't know if you can see that. One on this side, and this side. And my friend and I, Josh, walked out. They surrounded us, and we're just like, what happened? And they're like, oh, we got a call that you guys are throwing rocks. We're like, we were in here the whole time. And it was so, sorry, Bert, but we were like, what the heck? What's going on here? And we didn't know where these guys were.
Yeah, so Hannah and Brittany and I, we actually ran back to Josh's house because he lives on the other side.
Yeah.
So I went inside, and then after all this happened, because we heard the helicopter too,
Oh,
the
yeah.
helicopter came out with the lights and everything.
Oh, that's right. I
Hannah
forgot
and Brittany
about that.
came out of Hannah's house to talk to Josh after Josh got done talking to the police officers. My brother will finish that part of the story, and said that they were looking for me, specifically me, mentioned me, because our neighbor called the cops.
Oh yeah, the people across the street, huh?
Yeah, the daycare.
Yeah, these people that called the cops on this guy was like running an illegal daycare or something because they had a bunch of kids that had no license or anything like that as well, and they called the cops on him for throwing tennis balls. But yeah, I remember that now. Oh my gosh. But yeah, anyways, so they're knocking, they're asking for Seth, and we're like, I don't know where he's at. And our babysitter at the time, we're not gonna say his name, but I'll just say this: he was a very, very well-mannered person. Never raised his voice or anything like that. And so when he walked out, he was like livid, like he was mad, not at us. He was mad at the cops. He was yelling at the cops and saying, these kids would never do such a thing. And we were just like, what the heck? And the cops were just like dumbfounded and like, oh. But that incident happened. That took probably like, it was like 30 minutes. Like the whole thing, like it happened so fast. And they cut off, I forgot about the helicopter because I remember them doing the lights because it was getting really dark and stuff like that.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
Yeah.
We were dumb.
Again, we're not encouraging you to throw rocks or tennis balls at any vehicles out there. It's dangerous. It does scare people and it causes them to get in an accident. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
That's just stories from our childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Oh my gosh. Also, we used to be in daycare when we first moved to Phoenix, and we were probably what, in 3rd grade? Well, I was in 3rd grade. You were in 2nd.
I might have been in 2nd. Yeah.
Anyways, when we moved to Phoenix, and we went to like how many, 2, 3?
Honestly, we moved around so much. I don't remember a lot of it, but I know that there was one daycare, specifically on 19th and Peoria, north of it, that we actually, and I'm guessing this is where he's leading the story to, is we got kicked out of it.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm going. Yeah, we got kicked out of daycare. Yeah. I don't know why we were fighting. Not us physically, each other.
There was another two brothers.
Yeah.
There was these guys that were trying to fight with us.
Yeah.
But then there were these other 2 brothers that were just kind of like my brother and I.
Yeah.
And they ended up taking our side, and their mom worked at the daycare.
Oh, that's right.
So it looked like we were actually jumping the other people that were trying to jump us. But the other brothers helped us out because we were kind of losing, I would say. But we ended up getting kicked out of the daycare. So it's funny.
I don't remember losing.
Well, I must have got hit pretty hard.
I was like, how did you get hit? Oh, I remember you were on a teeter-totter.
I was the one that got beat up, and then you
I
guys
was the one
jumped
that,
in.
Yeah, we jumped in. I don't know what these guys were thinking. You were in a teeter-totter, weren't you? Or
something happened to me is why they got into it. So
and so I jumped in and chased these guys around, you know, gave them the 2-piece and stuff like that. And then the other guys too jumped in, And the other guys were native too, weren't they?
Yeah, they were native.
They were native too.
They were pretty cool. They had they had the most extreme government handle ever.
Dude,
they're the reason why I wanted a government handle.
I think we got one.
Yeah, we did one afterwards.
Where was just a patch of hair up here?
That's it, just right here.
Oh my god.
The one brother's hair, though it was long, so it went all the way back. It looked like a mohawk.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't even remember their names.
I don't either, but they were pretty cool dudes.
Got kicked out of that one.
Yeah. And then we started watching ourselves, each other.
Yeah, we stayed at home.
Yeah.
That's not normal, right? I mean.
Yeah, it's not normal. Parents, watch your kids.
Watch your kids. Parents, watch your kids. Oh,
we love you, Mom.
We love you, Mom. And she wasn't neglecting us, obviously. We were old enough by then.
Yeah.
Actually, the first time because we got kicked out of 2. Remember the one, that small one? Remember that kid had like really bad earwax? Right there by, remember when we lived in that first apartment and it was right here, not the one you're talking about.
Okay, first apartment.
Remember by, we used to watch Pokemon there.
Was it by Chop You?
No.
It's dinner time.
Cool.
I forget. But we got kicked out of that one first for fighting again. That one was because Jonna. Remember they were picking on Jonna?
Oh,
our
yeah.
sister. And that's when we, gave him the chicken leg and we boxed him up too. We don't condone violence. We condone sticking up for your family.
Yeah, definitely.
They were picking on my sister. I think my sister was bald at the time.
Yeah.
She had really, really short hair and they were making fun of her or something. And so we don't put up with that. And we did what we needed to do, handle ours. Got kicked out. That's when we went to the end of daycare and got kicked out again. By then we were probably in like 4th, 5th grade.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
But see, it wasn't like we were gone or anyways either. Like we would get out of school and we would go home and there would only be like 30, 45 minutes between the time my mom would come home and she was literally like right up the street because she went to college.
Yeah, literally right down the street, less than a mile away.
Yeah. But yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Last thing, because we're about to go eat dinner, they just called us.
Yeah, dinner's ready.
This is the last story. It's a more sensitive story. It's more of a, we're not, yeah. We're close, obviously, still, but because we're older and more mature, we don't rely on each other as much. And
Yeah.
one of the hardest things in my life that I had to deal with was when he decided to move away. This is before he met his wife. This was 5 years ago?
Right when you graduated college.
So about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 5, 6 years ago. And nobody kind of knew. And the Lord called him wherever he needed to go. He needed to do his thing. But we've always been together. I don't think people understand how close we were just always together. And so one day he was like, "Hey, I need to go to this place." And it was Montana. Was it Montana?
It was Nebraska.
Nebraska. And he said, "All right, I'm gonna go here. I don't know how long I'm gonna be." But I broke down and I started crying. I don't cry if you know me. Like now I don't cry. I'm not a little kid, obviously I cried. But like I ended up crying because I was like, man, this is my best friend. He's leaving and all that kind of stuff, right? And then he goes away. I thought he was only gonna be gone for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Top 6 months. That's all I thought. And then 6 months come by and I'm like, all right, getting stuff ready, prepared for him to come back. And he's like, oh no, I'm not gonna be coming back. And I'm like, dang. I was sad even more. And I was like, man, it's my best friend and all that kind of stuff. But so every time he would call, I would pick up and we'd talk obviously. But the time that he was gone, he grew the most, but I also grew the most as well. Because he was able to find himself in a different area, in a different aspect in his life. Because honestly, if he stayed with me, I don't think he would have gotten a GED. I don't think he would have been able to do the things that he did in his life. Just due to the fact we got so comfortable with each other and so used to living with each other and so used to depending on each other that he wouldn't have did the things that he did in his life. I would have never done the things that I did in my life because we were just so comfortable and so close to each other. But when we were separated, we were actually able to become, our relationship became stronger, obviously, but we were able to communicate better and just be able to become ourselves separately and grow emotionally, physically, spiritually, and all that kind of stuff as well. And years go by, obviously he'd come and visit and all that kind of stuff, but this is the part that got me the most. Is when he got married. First of all, the way he met his oh, okay. So the way he met his wife, it was his girlfriend at the time. And I swear this is how the conversation went. He goes, "Bad boy," I go, "What?" He goes, "I think I got a girlfriend." And I was like, "What do you mean you think you got a girlfriend?" And he told me the whole story and how they met and how they're talking and stuff like that. And I go, "I think you got a girlfriend too." But when he said that, I wasn't worried. Because I mean, he had a girlfriend before. But the thing with the way he talked about her, and I said this during my best man speech, and I might share that with the world one of these days, but the way he talked about Lydia, and you guys will see her in the next couple of videos, obviously, the way he talked about her was totally different. Because in the past, he would describe these girls that his girlfriends or whatever, he didn't describe Lydia like he described those other people. He described Lydia like she was the only person. He started with her personality, what she believed in, and who she really was. Didn't mention anything about physical appearances, the color of her skin, anything like that. Just described her heart. That was what got me. And when he started describing Lydia's heart, I was like, he's gone. He's gone. And I was like, dang it. And I knew it then. And this was really early too, when they were first dating and all that kind of stuff. And when he started describing her heart, I was just like, dang, he found it. Found her. He found her. And it's a year. I think, how long did you guys date before you guys got married? Or engaged? We'll say engaged.
We dated for 6 months. We were engaged for 6 months, and then we were married a year later.
So yeah, you can do the math. But and so long we go through all that, and we're at the wedding. What is it? The wedding. And when I was giving the best man speech, and when I was standing there, and I remember telling that speech, and everybody is like, do you know what you're gonna say? You know what you're gonna say? And I said, I don't know what I'm gonna say, honestly. I just said, I'm gonna say what I know, and I'm gonna say what I need to say at the moment and what needs to come out. And I told that whole story and how he was describing Lydia's heart and all that kind of stuff as well. But not a lot of people know this, and I'll share this now because I think it's appropriate. I think it's one of the best thing that anybody has ever done for me in general. I've never met Lydia. Well, I met her now, but when they were dating, I never met her. I didn't meet her until I think it's Dave's wedding, wasn't it?
Yeah, Dave's wedding.
Dave's wedding. I think it was Dave's wedding. Yeah. Shout out to Dave. He's been married too. But I was going through a hard time myself and my daughters, obviously, and we're just going through a rough period in our life and whatnot. And Lydia said, I didn't know her name, remember that? Yeah. That's how early it was. I get a card and it said Lydia, what was her maiden name? Williams. I picked up this card. I honestly thought it was just one of those cards where people send to you to to send money somewhere or whatever. So when I looked at it, it said Lydia Williams. And I didn't pay attention to it, it was just sitting there. He calls me. He goes, hey, fat boy, did you ever get a letter? I go, I get lots of letters. And I was like, no, from Lydia. And I was like, I don't know, let me go check. And I go check, and I was looking at it, and I was like, yeah, I got it. He goes, have you opened it? I go, no, I haven't opened it. And so long story short, I read it, and everything she said on that card, it literally it hit the spot, because the season that I was going through in my life with my daughters, every word that she said on that letter, it confirmed a lot of stuff, but also it showed me Lydia through his eyes, because she cared. I had to record it. Just stop because the conversation was long. But anyway, that letter, and it sounds selfish. I think that's where it cut off, but it sounded selfish. But I saw Lydia the way he saw her. She was in that letter. It was so loving and caring. What she did and everything that was in that letter, it was mind blowing to me that someone that I never met would care for someone that she never met. It was just like, wow, this is a person. And Lydia, when you watch this, you know you've heard this already during the wedding speech, but it's so amazing. But it was that wedding day when everything clicked. And I told people, and then during the speech I said this too, I was so afraid to losing my brother to someone that when I got that letter and how everything planned out, I didn't lose my brother, but I gained a sister at the same time. And it was just amazing to meet her and him and all that kind of stuff as well. So I'm very happy that I'm here in Montana to spend this time with him and Lydia, obviously, playing the third wheel and stuff like that. And my daughters would love to be here as well, but they're back with my mom right now. They got to visit their mom over the weekend, so I took this time just to come visit him and have this conversation on camera so that you guys can get to know him and me a little bit better. And like I said, stay in school. Do your best and all that kind of stuff as well, guys. But guys, thank you for watching and thank you for everything that you've done. If you haven't already, guys, go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, everything like that that YouTube people ask you to do. Go follow his channel. Just sorry. And just so you guys know, these next couple of videos will be about us in Montana and all that kind of stuff as well, guys. So thank you for everything and peace until next time. Anything else?
That's about it.
It's time to eat.
Yep.